your host. So the drama continues. The good news is I got the car back. Here's the key and the fob. They didn't tell me where it was. So for the longest time, I was sitting there struggling, looking through everything you could think of where the car might, the guy who towed it might put the key. And it wasn't until the very last place where I guess I'd constantly been stepping on the lock and unlock and the door locks were going up and down that I looked at the foot mat and saw a little lump in there when I was standing outside the door. Sure enough, I moved the mat and the key was underneath there. The guy did not meet me at the church. He came, dropped it off and left. There wasn't even a note. And he had the blinking lights on, which drained the battery. And so then the lock and unlock feature stopped working. I couldn't turn it over and start it at all. And this was the brand new battery that I paid to put in it first last year when I took it there the first time. So I was so worried, skeptic that I am, that maybe they had taken the new battery out and put in the wrong size battery or the old battery, because they reimbursed me for the battery too. That because I couldn't look, because I can't pop the hood, I can't look at the back hatch, I can't open it because I can't use the fob to unlock anything because it's all automatic and censored. I had to email the guy again to find out if they changed parts or batteries, because now this car is dead, returned to me in a worse condition than I took it to them in. So I'm sitting here waiting for them to write me back to tell me whether or not they left the new battery in. Because the good news is if it's the new battery and it just died today, drained today because of the tow guy doing something stupid with leaving the lights on and leaving the park brake on, then we can recharge the new battery for 4 hours, whatever the new battery needs to get fully recharged, and I should be good to go. I need to know that information for when I pass it on to the people at my church who help me with the car, or anybody else, right? Can't trade it in if it's deader than dead. I got the information out of the car because that's primarily what I needed to do any kind of sale. I've got to be able to show this information even if I'm going to a dealership. I went into one place and he was arguing with me about the car. And I'm like, dude, the resale value of the car is pretty much $4,000 to $5,000. Like they charged me $450 in taxes alone. And the guy was kind of shocked because I had paid so little for the car. And the reason for that sale price is because I had told the guy if there was something wrong with the tranny, I'd spend around the same value to get the car up to worth $10,000 and have it in good working condition, safe enough for my daughter to have as a first car, because a Volvo 20 years old in that good of a condition overall would have been a good investment. But with this drama continuing, I don't know what's going to happen. I might just forego the whole thing and trade the Volvo in and just get a truck, or I can just let it sit there in the church parking lot waiting for my meeting with the bishop and elders to help me with it, because I'm not a girl that knows enough about Volvos, much less enough about vehicles as much as I'm a car and truck girl. Nuts for vehicles. I haven't been to mechanic school, so I might just leave it there and just buy the truck and not do anything with it. But at the end of this trip this morning, I am happy to say I do have the key and the car back, so I've retained the paperwork that I need to make it possible for me to try to do some kind of trade with the vehicle. I have the information that's needed and it's insured, so it's safe to be parked there, and it's in an area where I don't have to worry about any more smashed windshields or any of the bodywork to be scratched. I have consistently tried to reach the Rust Brother people and the girls on the team. They all travel so much and they're always so busy with their own channels and stuff. Have a rough time without going there in person. So I might take a trip up there and do that if I don't hear back from somebody. But hopefully with the recent mail I sent, I might get some help from them, because that would be exceptionally awesome. And then I had something weird happen. I had a message from my mom about my uncle, my biological dad's brother, one of his siblings, which I've only talked to a few times in my whole life, a phone call and Facebook, whatever. And he's never around. He's always like in the Yukon or another country, who suddenly is here now. He's in Langley. And so the car problem thing might be right on time for an excuse, a good reason to actually meet this uncle of mine and maybe bond over something that he can do because he's a guy. So fingers crossed that he's willing to meet me in person, because I'm not a 15-year-old kid anymore, just going out onto the streets and being sucked into the world of all the stuff that's out there. I'm now 15 years the post-recovery side to match his recovery years from his alcohol stuff. That's what he did for a living. He was doing AA stuff. And so he traveled around a lot to help people in remote areas. So it was very honorable. And I don't know why he'd have trouble with wanting to meet his niece. But now we might have something to, have a reason to meet. I'm hoping he says yes. He's in Langley. So hopefully he'll accept the invitation. I'll give him my address and stuff and see how that works. I have a lot of family in BC and some in Alberta. This is my richer side. If they would choose to get involved with me for being an active Christian who goes to church and does her stuff, not care about that, right? And still realize, hey, this is family. Because my youngest daughter is going through the same identity crisis, not knowing her biological father or who the extended families are. I also learned today through my grandmother's side on my dad's family that apparently we're not German. It's not German. It's Russian. And I'm like, great, right? With what Putin's done, I have to find out that it's Russian, not German. That is my European ancestry, because I was researching whether or not I could get my European passport so I can move to more countries and have more places to live with my swim instructor and lifeguard skills when I get my international certificate and maybe go on to get my governor. So I didn't like hearing that news. But my dad was into cars, but he's so into this transgendered world of stuff, half and half guy person that he is. I don't think he does much with cars now, but the bond between them as brothers, because apparently they still keep in touch now and again, might transfer over to my uncle, so that the trouble I'm having with the Volvo might end up actually helping me meet family I haven't met that might actually learn to like me for me and not think of me when they think of my dad and think that it's the same thing or something. So here's to car bonding and car problems, and family members you don't know that might possibly agree to meet in order to help with that. So it was such miserable weather, I didn't want to make any pictures or videos of me there with the car. So I just showed the paperwork to prove I got it and the key fob. And I was seriously disappointed because I couldn't start the car up, because they brought it back to me in a worse situation than I took it to them, because it was at least running and driving. Now it's dead. It can't be moved no matter what. So I just have to wait and see what happens there. In the meantime, I'm going to go looking for trucks so I can go hang out with horses at ranches, because I think I'm starting to want to hang out with animals more than auto mechanics people or car salesmen. At this point, I trust the animals more. So that's my thing. I'm still searching for staff around my future productions work, the movie scripts. Like I will look for website builders and people that can proofread and typeset the Smallville reunion movie, You've Got Mail 2, Supergirl 2, 3, and 4, anywhere in the world if they have the skills and talent. So I had one lady write me back with a fairly decent price, but I've already done so much work, I'm not sure what she's going to do for the price she's offering is going to be effective. It's probably going to end up with a worse butcher job than the first time I tried paying for work to be done on the proofing of Smallville reunion movie in the US. So I hung back. She did say she knew website people and other graphic people and stuff. So maybe I will touch base with them. But I want to finish trying to fill out the National Film Board of Canada application to get funding for the documentary and to get future productions up and running. And that's kind of part of why I have this channel, so people can keep track and maybe jump in where they are skilled and interested in working as Canadians and or nearby or fans of or Europeanly related to any of the work that might be of interest to them, and then get in touch with me and future productions to see if they can get work and be a part of what I hope will be a future, a future industry. I'd like to own Warner Brothers and change it to future productions so that there are multiple generations that have future work in this industry, new and better, because I want to accept unsolicited material from people all over the world and give everyone equal opportunity and chances to making it in this industry so they don't follow in the footsteps of the terrible way I'm having to do this in my life, and why I struggle still financially when I should have been free of this a long time ago based on the size of the movies and the amount of work I've produced, because nobody in Hollywood would read it based on their old fashioned calibrated, if you don't know somebody who knows somebody in the industry rules, then we're not going to read it. You're going to have to, ride the waves and tough it out. So now I'm just going to try to overcome all that. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. Hope you all have a good day. Apparently, there's supposed to be more snow coming somewhere in BC, so Vancouver's going to get hit with some of that. Keep watching, follow, and I will keep you guys posted on what's coming. I did replace my urges from yesterday's horrible shopping. After giving away the food, I went back to the Dollarama and I bought stuff that I needed for my apartment, like hand soap, body lotion, and stuff. And then I bought a Norse onion soup mix and mixed it with the 5% sour cream light container that I was worried was going to expire, and then bought some Ripple chips, which is actually better for me because it's like much lower in fat, carbs, sugars, all that stuff, proteins. It fits within my post-diet requirements. And so the sour cream will get used and not go to waste. And this time I don't have to cry, because when I went in there, I saw the exact same brand of cheese and salsa, and there was no option. There was no second choice. And I thought, okay, that's weird. And I get, because of the tariffs, it's probably going to be like that, and maybe even get worse. But after how bad it was last night, I thought, I'm not going to do that again. So I worked that out. And so I'm going to go and drink my chicken noodle soup and sort of still kind of get over the nausea from yesterday's bad experience at buying groceries at the city market Loblaws downtown, and sort of kick it up and relax now that I'm home for the evening and that the car thing is over, and I just wait for the check in the mail and then go truck shopping and start this madness all over again. So peace out, guys. Hopefully I'll be driving again soon, and that there'll be good news about all the movie work, and the audio and the, what do you call it, cartoon work for all the movies coming up to be shared soon. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.